Thank you so much, Tembi. I will hand over the results to the Dean of Students, Mr. September.
Good evening, candidates, observers, electoral team led by the Chief Electoral Officer, and our auditors from SNG Grant Thornton. It is my honor and privilege to announce the results for the 2020-2021 Students Representative Council here at the University of the Witwatersrand. In announcing these results, let me just say a few words. I know you're all here, probably anxious to hear who the 13 are that have been duly elected. But allow me to just say a few words, and it will be very brief in making this announcement. The Students Representative Council is a statutory body. It's a body whose status was hard fought for, and when government in 1997 decided, when the legislators decided to formally recognize SRCs as part of the Higher Education Act and the institutional governance arrangements, it was because it was agreed that students play an important part in the institutional governance process. And so the team that you've elected as students will, over the next year, represent your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, and your frustrations. And as the student body, I hope that this process will not end tonight, but that this will be the beginning of a journey in also holding your leaders accountable over the next few months. And so it's working with them, it's giving them ideas, it's supporting the events and the initiatives, but it's also about holding them accountable. And so firstly, in my series of thank yous, and then I'm going to go to the announcement. And so thank you to the VOTE student body who have come out to vote and elect their leaders. In terms of the votes cast, the valid votes were 9,857. There were 45 blank votes. Blank votes mean students who voted but didn't put a cross next to any candidate's name. And so the total ballots were 9,902. This is out of a total student body and therefore eligible voters of 39,251, and that gave us a voter turnout of 25.23%. 25.23%. The constitutional requirement for an SRC to be declared duly elected or to be deemed to have met the threshold is 25%, and so we can also proudly announce that we've met that threshold of 25% with a voter turnout of 25.23%. So firstly, thank you to the voters for coming out. Thank you to the candidates for having made themselves available. Thank you to their supporters, to all of the observers in the room. Thank you to the Chief Electoral Officer, the elections team for all of their hard work. Thank you to our auditor, SNG Grant Thornton, for having walked this journey with us. Thank you to ICT. Thank you to Wits Marketing. Thank you to everyone that has made this process possible. I will now read the names of the 13 candidates who have been elected through this process, but to remind the student body that the 13 candidates form part of a group of 22. There's another group of students that would be elected or that form part of the SRC through the various constituencies, so residences, sport, postgraduate students, international students, students with disabilities, and so on. Number 13, so I'm going to announce them from 13, going down all the way to 1. So the name of the last person I will mention will then also be the person that got the most number of votes. So from 13 down to 1. Number 13, Kamohelo Chauke. Number 12, Mpho Chauke. Number 11, Kanakana Mutsanani. Number 10, Mandisa Nialika. Number 9, Spesihle Mzebele. Number 8, Lesejo Makinita. Number 7, Sentobile Mumalo. Number 6, Mpendulo Mfeka. Number 5, Mongezi Maluleka. Number 4, Sulami Butelezi. Number 3, Dorcas Kumalo. Number 2, Gabriela Fava. Number 1, Stembiso Dabula. These are the 13 students elected to the 2020-2021 Students Representative Council at the University of Witwatersrand. I must make clear that these results are provisional, and over the next 48 hours or so, there'll be a communication from the Chief Electoral Officer indicating that all other processes between today and then have been followed, and that these hopefully will then be declared the final results. Thank you once again. Thank you to the 2020 SRC, and all the best to the incoming SRC. We look forward to working with you. Thank you and good night.